Come in.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
I'm gonna help you with your math lessons.
So what's the problem?
Well, remember we have to study two topics for our math exam tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I only know one of them.
You only know one of them.
Yeah, the substitution, and I don't know the elimination. Can you help me with it?
Of course I can. Okay. So first of all, we're gonna start with the two problems. Let's do an easy one, just so you can understand it easier. Let's go. We got 3x plus y equals 5, and the second equation, since we're gonna use elimination method, it's gonna be x plus y equals 3. So this is an easy problem, mainly because we don't have too many variables. So let's start by joining these together, and since we're going to join them together and we want to eliminate one of the two variables, in this case we want to eliminate y, we're going to turn it into negative. Why negative? So they can erase themselves. We're going to bring it down. We're going to go for 2x. Dy, well, disappears. Minus 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. We got 2. We ended up with one equation after joining them together. We're gonna divide them by 2 to maintain equivalence. We're gonna get down the x equals 1. There we go, we have the answer. We have x equals to 1 and we're gonna replace it. So we got 3, 1 plus y equals to 5. We're going to use the first one. Why? Because we want it. We could also use the other one. 3 plus y equals 5. And we're going to send the two numbers to the same side. 5 minus 3 is 2. Y equals to 2. And x equals to 1. That's the result. So we're going to try a harder one because I think that the other one was too simple. We're going to bring in the numbers x minus 4y equals 5 and the equation 3x plus 2y equals 29. We first need to make these equations. We first need to eliminate one of the two variables, and we're gonna decide to eliminate. Let's go for the x. So we're gonna multiply the entire equation by minus 3 because minus 3 and 3 eliminate each other. So we're gonna go with this. We're gonna multiply this by this. We're gonna have a 12y and minus 15. Okay, it's positive, so it goes 14y, and this joins together to get us a 15 minus 29 equals 14. So we have 14y equals to 14. We're gonna divide it by 14 and we're gonna get very clean y equals to 1. So we already have one of the two variables. We're gonna grab the first equation. I could also use this one, but I think this one is easier. So we're gonna put x minus 4, replace it by the 1 multiplied by 1 equals to 5. Now we're gonna multiply this to x minus 4 equals to 5. And now we're gonna pass the 4 to the other side. X equals to 9. There we go, we got the answer for both variables.
Do you understand those two problems?
Yeah, actually, I think I'm ready for a harder one. Do you have one of those?
Of course I have a hard one. These are the two equations that we have to solve. We need to have the values of y and the values of x. We're gonna start by passing the y to the other side so we can use elimination method. When you pass a variable to the other side, it changes sign. So it's going to be plus 6y equals 7. We need to eliminate one of these two variables. I'm going to choose to eliminate the variable of x since, I don't know, I think it's easier. We're going to multiply by minus 2. So we're going to pass it to x minus 9y equals 14 minus 2x minus 12y equals minus 14. we're gonna cross out we're gonna add the two variables. This one's eliminate, and this one's eliminate too, leaving us with minus 21y equals to 0. So we're just gonna divide minus 21, so we can leave the y alone. We're gonna get y equals to 0. Now we have to replace this for this. We're gonna pick one of these two variables. I'm gonna grab the one on top since I think it's easier. You could also use this one, but I will use this one. I like it. 2x minus 9, replacing the y for a 0, equals 14. We're gonna leave the variable. We'll multiply these two. Well, it gives us 0. 2x equals 14. Now we're just gonna divide the 2 by 2. X equals 7. That's it. We have the two answers.
Of course I am. Let's go.
Are you sure you feel ready for the exam?
Of course I do. Let's go. Do you have a problem with anything that I can help you with?
Yeah, actually, I don't understand substitution method. Do you think you can show me how?
Oh, sure. I understand that.
Okay, nice.
So, since y is equal to minus 2, we're going to substitute it in this equation. So we're going to have x plus, we're going to use the parentheses again, minus 2 is equal to 4. So, in this case, we can take the parentheses out. And we're going to have x minus 2 is equal to 4. We pass the 2 to the other side, but adding this time, it's going to be x equals 4 plus 2, which will give us 6. So at the end, our result will be x equals to 6 and y equals to minus 2. Do you get it now?
Yeah, sure. Nice. But do you think I can try a harder one?
Oh sure, let me show you one of those. Okay, so now let's do a harder problem for the substitution method. We're gonna use this one. We have to substitute for a variable still, so we're gonna use this equation which looks easier. So we're gonna pass the negative 3y to the other side, adding, and then we have to get rid of the 2. So we're gonna divide the whole equation by 2. So if we divide the whole equation, we're gonna get an x here, a 4 here, and a 3 over 2 here. Okay, now we already solved for a variable. Next, we have to substitute the variable. So let's substitute this over here. So it's gonna be 3, open parentheses. We're gonna move this over here so you can see better. Close parentheses. So we have 3 times 4 plus 3 divided by 2y, close parentheses, plus 4y equals to 5. So we have to multiply this. So 3 times 4, it's gonna give us 12. And 3 times 3 over 2, it's gonna give us 9 over 2. So we can get rid of the parentheses now. So we have 12 plus 9 divided by 2y plus 4y. So to add these like terms, we have to transform this into a fraction. So we're gonna pass it to 8 divided by 2, which is the same as doing 4. So then we can add, and it's gonna give us 17 divided by 2. Next, we can pass the 12 to the other side, but this time subtracting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass this, subtracting to the other side, and we can take this off. So we're gonna have minus 5 minus 12. It's gonna give us minus 17. Next, we have to get rid of the 2. So we're gonna multiply the whole equation by 2, which is gonna give us 17 and 34. Next, we have to now divide the whole equation by 17 to get the y. So we got y, and then this, we're gonna divide by 17, which is gonna give us minus 2. So now that we have the answer for y, we're gonna substitute it in the original equation. This, we're gonna use it because the x is already alone. So we're gonna substitute the y into the 3 halves. So we're gonna have 3 times -2 plus 4. So we're gonna multiply this and it's gonna give us 2 minus 3. So now we only have to add this and it's gonna give us the answer to 1. So basically our answers are x equals to 1 and y equals to -2.
Okay, so you think you're ready for the exam tomorrow?
Yeah, sounds easy now that I understand it. Do you want to play some video games?
Sure, let's go.
Nice.